Predicting every NFL team's record, here we have the Houston Texans. In week 1, defense always prevails. They're beating the Bills. Then they beat the Bengals because defense always prevails and the Bengals always start off slow. Then I'm going to give the Colts a win here. I really don't know why, but you got to lose something. Then they come back and beat the Cowboys. This defense is going to smother that offense, even though the Dallas Cowboys always have a great offense. Then they face the Titans. I'm giving them another loss here. This is an upset in division at home in the Titans' place. I'll give it to them. Then we'll give it to the Jacksonville Jaguars for the same type of reason. The Jaguars are going to be a good team this year. I don't think they're going to be that great. There's a ton of questions everywhere in this division. Then we give the Texans a win, back on track versus the Giants. Then they get another win versus the Chargers and another win versus the Browns. Then they stay hot and get their series split with the Colts. They beat Lamar at home. They beat the Steelers. They beat the Washington Commanders. They split with the Jacksonville Jaguars at home. We'll give them a loss versus the Eagles. Pretty evenly matched up teams. We'll even give them the Green Bay Packers to get a win over them just to be a little generous to the Packers. And then we give the Texans the win in the final week of the season, finishing their schedule off at 12-5. Does that win the division? Danny Dimes is coming off an Achilles. I don't trust a lot of what's going on here. They lost Michael Pittman. Let's find out. The Ravens beat them in week 1 because of course they do. Then the Chiefs do. And then the Texans beat them. Nope. The Colts get it at home for their first win of the year. Then the Colts beat the Commanders and the Steelers back-to-back. I don't love the Commanders this year. The Steelers are just old and they're not really in the conversation. Then the Colts stay hot. They win versus the Titans at home, but then they run into the Minnesota Vikings and Brian Flores actually puts a stop to this little winning streak they got going on. Then it turns into a little losing streak with the Jacksonville Jaguars. Then they go and, the Cowboys are going to beat them. No, I think the Indianapolis Colts get back on track with a win versus the Cowboys. Pretty evenly matched teams in my opinion. Then the Colts take one over the Dolphins. The Dolphins are not going to be good. Then the Texans get their series split. The Texans are one of the best teams in all of football this year, especially in the regular season to me. And the Colts get upset by the Giants. I think the Giants are going to be a fun team this year. Then they lose to the Eagles and lose back-to-back versus the Tennessee Titans and the Eagles. And then lose back-to-back-to-back versus the Eagles, Titans, and Bengals. But they get back on track with a win versus the Browns. But it's just not going to be enough because they lose to the Jacksonville Jaguars in Week 18. They finished the year 7-10. Jaguars have high hopes after what they did in the regular season last year. Can Trevor Lawrence avenge his playoff disaster? Let's find out. In week 1, they win versus the Browns because of course. Then they lose to the Broncos because the Broncos are a wagon. Then they face the Patriots, a really good matchup, but the Jaguars come out on top at home. Then they face the Bengals. I think they even get a good win here. 3-1, we're starting off pretty hot. Then we have the Eagles in week 5. They're winning this game over the Jaguars. They're just a better team. Then the Jaguars get hot. They win versus the Texans and the Colts. And guess what? Even the Ravens, back-to-back-to-back. 3 very good wins in a row. You're in a good spot. You're 6-2. Here's where the season starts to take a turn. You lose to the Titans on an upset after feeling pretty good and after a really tough stretch of football. Then you get back on track. You split with the Tennessee Titans, but then you lose to the Chicago Bears because the Bears are coming to play this year. Then you beat the old and hobbled Steelers. I don't think they're going to be competitive this year. Then you lose to the Texans at home and split. Then you lose to the Cowboys. Now we're in a pretty tough stretch of football. We need to win these last 2 games to make the playoffs. I think the Commanders sneak a win here, and we're 8-8. We need this win and we get it. 9-8, is that enough? Now I think the Titans are going to be really fun to watch this year. I have them as big risers, but let's see their schedule. Week 1, they win versus the Jets. Week 2, they lose versus the Eagles. And week 3, they lose to the Giants. Not a great start. And they have the Ravens. Tough one to swallow. You're going to lose this game. Then you have the Texans in week 5. This schedule's pretty unforgiving. I'm going to give them a win here at home and just assume that they're going to split. In week 6, you have the Colts. The Colts are going to take this one at home. Then you have the Browns, you're going to win this one. Then you have the Bengals, you're not winning this one in Burrow's house. Then you have the Jaguars. Let's say you guys split with them just to be generous. You're not beating the Cowboys. Jaguars in Jacksonville, you're not winning that one either. The Washington Commanders walk in your trap and take over your trap. You go to Detroit, you're not winning that game either. Getting ran out of the building. Then you get the split with the Colts. I'll give you this one over the Raiders. This is going to be a pretty even matchup and a good game. Old man Steelers beat you. Are you winning both games versus the Texans? Absolutely not. You finished the year off 6-11. Drop a flaw to see your team next.